So I managed to go through my collection and pick out a few fragrances that, in my opinion, just smell good. If you want to know what those fragrances are, meet me on the other side of this intro and we're going to get right into it. I'll see you in just a second. What's going on, everybody? That's right, it is your boy Trey Scents. We got a little bit of a video, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. I got 10, well, maybe even 11 fragrances in my collection that I think just smell good. Really don't have a price point on this one. They just smell good. But before we get into that, I need you to do something for me. That's right, same old spiel. I need you to like, share, and sub. It really helps the channel grow, especially liking videos, and definitely subbing. It really helps us small-time YouTubers out with YouTube. So if you got a favorite reviewer, no matter what they're reviewing or what they're talking about or blogging, if you want to help them grow, be sure to give them a sub and a like. Okay, that's simple. That's simple. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get to it. Okay, first one on the list is one of the newer fragrances that I have added to my collection, and it is from the house of Paco Rabanne, and it is a flanker. It is a 1 million flanker, and it is 1 million cologne. I like a lot of things about this fragrance. For one, the bottle. It is the only 1 million that has a removable cap, and I like that as well. Same 1 million style bottle, pretty gold, see-through. I think it just looks good, and I think it'll look great in a collection. Also, the scent. It is completely different from anything else in the 1 million line. Totally different. Like 1 million is over here, cologne is over here. But if you think cologne, a lot of times what do you think? Like when you see a fragrance that has cologne in the name, you think fresh, you think invigorating, you think light, you think crisp, you think easy to wear. And that's exactly what you get with this fragrance. Slightly aquatic, but not overly aquatic. It's got a rose note in it that I absolutely like. Just a nice, refreshing style of fragrance. I like it. I like it a lot. This will get a lot of wear for me this spring, or if the temperatures stay in the 80s, it's gonna get well, not in the 80s, in the 70s, it's gonna get a lot of wear. And it just happens to be like 70 degrees here today. So nonetheless, great smelling little fragrance. I like it a lot. And of course, you know, I picked that up when I was out in Texas kicking it with JP and them. Had a good time. Really like their fragrance. Really like it a lot. This next one is just a banger of a fragrance. And it's Gentlemen Only, the EDP Boise edition. Yeah. Gentlemen Only Parfum Boise. Say that 4 or 5 times fast. Do I want to spray this? Let's put it in there. And it just smells really, really good. Really refined. Really sophisticated. But it has a designer type of feel to it. It does have a designer type of lean. But yet at the same time, it smells really, really good. Nice sweater type of scent. If I were gonna wear this today though, as warm as it is and as muggy as it is, I would definitely have to go maybe 1 or 2 sprays. This is just not one that I think is meant for the heat. If it is to be worn on a hot day, I think it is one that you would wear more in a climate controlled environment. You can definitely wear it in the spring or the summer. I just would be careful, be very mindful of the sprays. And if, you know, like if I worked on a car lot, say I was a used car salesman or a car salesman, I would not wear this in warmer climates because you're gonna be out in that heat. I just can't see it not getting away from you. Now, if I worked in an office, a bank setting or something like that, or like I work at a grocery store part-time, I don't think I would wear this then, because in the summertime, it gets really hot in there and I could just see this getting away. Now, again, on a cool day, man, I think you could easily get away with spraying this 5 or 6 sprays, and I think you would smell amazing. Because it's just a great smelling fragrance, and it is Gentlemen Only Parfum Boise. Good smelling fragrance. I want to do two at one time since they are from the same house and they're very similar. A very surprising fragrance. I smelled it. When I first smelled it, I was just like totally blown away. Jules recently smelled it and said the same thing. I was surprised. I think her words was, I was really surprised by that Lacoste. And she was referring to this one, Lacoste La Homme, the Intense, which I think is the Parfum concentration, and Lacoste La Homme, just Lacoste La Homme. They both are very similar in scent profile, very similar, but they're both really good smelling fragrances. What you get with this one is a little bit more depth and a little bit more richness than you do from this one. They are similar. They are similar. It would be hard to pick one from the other if someone smelled it on your skin. Smelling them side by side, you can definitely smell a little bit of a difference. And I think I'm gonna give myself a little spritz of both of them here. Okay. Both definitely well made, well blended fragrances. Honestly, they both smell really good for the price point you're going to get them at, which is under $30. They both can be had at the rag stores, which is where I picked this one up at. I never was fortunate enough to see this one at the rag store, but again, this was one of my many Christmas gifts from Julie, and very thankful. As a matter of fact, when you get them on skin, it's even easier to tell them apart than it is the air. This one just has a little something extra. But this one is no slouch either. I recommend that you pick them both up. And maybe even layer them for full effect. Which I think layering is something that I'm fixing to get more into. Just to, maybe I purchase some ISOE Super or something like that, just to give some of my other fragrances an extra little jump. This one on skin, on my skin, comes off just a little bit more playful and a little bit more fruity, which I'm surprised, because off texture strips it comes off a little bit more rich, more enhanced, a little bit darker even. Definitely able to tell a difference. Believe it or not, this is the first time I put them on skin side by side. I did smell them off texture strips, but off the strips, they come off just a little bit different. They come off closer together on strips than they do on skin. So, nonetheless, I think they're both excellent. And I've had this bottle backwards the entire time. Nonetheless, they both come off skin really good, and they both are excellent fragrances for around that $30 mark. I think it'll be hard pressed to beat them both. For fragrances under $30, they just have that it factor to me. Now, other people may not like them and say they smell cheap and generic or whatever, but to me they smell really good, and they smell of high quality, especially for them being Lacoste fragrances. All right, this next one, Monster in the Room. Needs no introduction, and this is the Parfum. I have all four. I have the EDT, the EDP, the Parfum, and the Elixir. I don't have a full bottle of the Elixir. I have a travel decant, and that's plenty of Elixir because that thing is very strong, very potent. I think this is my favorite out of all the Sauvages, is the Parfum. The EDT is good. The EDT is probably the best projecting and the loudest. But this one just has a little bit more smokiness, a little bit more incense, more of an incense vibe to it, which is something that I'm getting more into as I age. I like that smokiness of the incense. I'm understanding how to wear fragrances like that more, meaning so these are not the type of fragrances that you can spray 7-8 sprays on and then respray in 3 hours. No, they're too strong for that. These are the type of fragrances that you need to keep to 4 to 5 sprays, maybe here, wrist, and then chest, and you should be good. And they're gonna last you quite a while. They're good made fragrances. They're very solid. They're very thick. I like it. I know Sauvage gets a lot of attention because it's in everybody's collection. To me, Sauvage is the new, it's the new Drakkar. It's the new Acqua di Gio. It's that one fragrance that people that don't really even like fragrances are gonna have in their collection. One of the 4 they're gonna have. But nonetheless, it's a good smelling fragrance and it just smells good. The Parfum edition. To me, it smells good. Okay. This next one is one that I absolutely love. I didn't realize I had test strips laying over there. Well, actually I did. I just thought they were from my old video. This is one that I went specifically to get because it was popping up at rack stores and I had to have it and I got it. Prada Luna Rossa Black. Absolutely love this fragrance, man. It smells so good to me. When oh man, it's funny, when I went to find this fragrance, of course I went to Burlington and Huntsville, so I had driven I'd driven about an hour and a half to get there. And I'm looking and I'm seeing some of everything but Prada Black. So I had my little buggy full of things. And what I do is I pick up things I think I may be interested in, and I go find a little quiet spot in the shoe section and I sit down, get my phone out, and I research and see what this smells like, watch a few reviews, look at a few note breakdowns, look at the price point and be like, okay, that's doable, that's too much, whatever. So it was funny because I was like, man, they don't even see it. So I rested my hand on the shelf, no joke, put my hand on the shelf to rest, and literally there it was. And I was like, oh, there it is. So I had found it. And this is just, to me, one of my favorite fragrances. I'm not sure if that's Iris or Orris in there, but something gives it a sweet, powdery vibe, and I absolutely love it. Definitely one of my favorite fragrances. Proud to have this in my collection. And when the spring starts to get here, the days start to get longer, that's when I like to wear this fragrance. End of winter, start of the spring. That's just, to me, when it goes. Now you can wear this anytime and it's gonna be fine. It's not too much, it's not too strong. It's right there where it needs to be. Just a good smelling fragrance. And I paid $50 for that 50 ml, which may be a little too high, but it's Prada. I mean, it's Prada. You're just not gonna find Prada cheap. Speaking of Prada, this is one that I was tickled, super excited to have in my collection as well. And it is from the house of Prada, and it is L'Homme Intense. Man, that's yeah, that smells good right there. Good smelling fragrance. If you have the opportunity to get this, now this was a birthday present from the lovely Julie, and it's discontinued. I don't know how the circulation of it is yet. I don't know if it's one of those that has become hard to get or uber expensive yet. Oh, man. But this is just good. It's just good. It's playful. It's refined, but yet at the same time, it's a little bit sophisticated, a little bit masculine. Just a great smelling fragrance. Slightly incense-y. Oh man, that smells good. Very proud to have this in my collection as well. Fragrances like this just make me go, man, it smells. It just makes me lean back and tell you, maybe want to hit him with the Fat Joe when I wear this, man. Can't get this big old head in the car. I be thinking, man, I know I smell good. But a nice smelling fragrance. Just get your hands on it. And my suggestion is buy now if you can find it before the prices go through the roof. That's just mine. Search places like eBay, Mercari, anywhere that sells used fragrances. Search it and see if you can't find it and get it at a really good price. Okay, this next one is one that grew on me. When I first smelled it, I did not like it. And I'm wondering if I had smelled the EDT instead. I may need to go back and smell the EDT because I may like it as well. Oh man, this smells good. And it just has this resonance to it. Incense, a little bit smoky, masculine, mature vibe. Viktor and Rolf's Spice Bomb, Night Vision, EDP. The opening of this just blows me away. It's just got this smoky, incense, resinous vibe to it that I just absolutely love in fragrances now. And then it turns into this sort of sweet type of fragrance, but nonetheless, I think this is a low-key banger. I think this is one that if, and not if, but when they stop making it, and they will, that people are going to be clamoring to get and wishing that they had bought it while supplies were, while there were plenty of them. Once that supply and demand goes haywire, the price is going to go up. And this is one I may end up purchasing a backup bottle if I can find it at a good price. And I don't really do backup bottles. I think that's a little, I don't want to use the word selfish, but just unnecessary. How about that? But this is one I absolutely adore. Spice Bomb, Night Vision, the EDP. Okay, man, this video's moving fast. I got 3 more. I have 3 more to talk to you about. Let me see if I can dig out a test strip right here that hasn't been used. This one I picked up on a road trip in Brentwood, Tennessee, or Nashville, whichever one. I want to say it was in Brentwood at a, oh my goodness, Valentino Uomo Intense. Is it similar to the Prada? Yes. I think I like this just a little bit better than the Prada though. Oh man, they're both so powdery and smooth and just easy. Just absolutely love them both, man. I think this one was more expensive than the Prada. Beautiful bottle, beautiful presentation. I mean, that's just great. Does that not look good? I mean, that would look great in a collection. Absolutely love it and adore it. Valentino Uomo Intense. Man, that smells good. That smells so good. Yes, very dressed up, classy. 3 or 4 sprays of this should get you. Nobody's gonna tell you that you smell bad. And this is one you can wear with a nice button up, a nice polo, or you can wear this with a tuxedo or a suit. I mean, it's just so versatile, very well-rounded, just an easy to wear type of scent. I love it. Valentino Uomo Intense. I got 2 more. This next one is one I have not had all that long. It is from the House of Mancera. Draws plenty of comparisons as I try to find. Maybe those, maybe I did use those test strips for another video. I don't know. Draws plenty of comparisons to Aventus, and I know I just gave it away. It is much cheaper than Aventus. And it is from Mancera, and it is Cedrat Boise. I like this fragrance. I just think it smells good. I just do. I just think it smells good. Does it smell as good as Aventus? I don't know. I've got a 2016 batch in a 4.2 ounce bottle. And those are a little bit more potent. Those are stronger before the reformulation, before the sellout, before all of that, before all that business. So mine's a little bit stronger. I also have a fruity, but mine's a little bit fruitier as well. So is it a good comparison to Creed? Yes. Is it a good alternative for around the $80 mark? I think so. I do. I really do. I know that they say Montblanc Explorer is a good alternative to it. I'll tell you another good alternative to it, but it's hard to find, and that is Gap Electric, established in 1969, the blue bottle. That's a good alternative to Aventus. The only difference in that is it's citrusy, where Aventus is pineapple-y. The Gap is citrusy, but it has that same strong peppery type of vibe. And I know that Club de Loewe Man Intense is also a great alternative to Aventus. I've never bought that one because I had plenty of Aventus clones, and then I had Aventus, so it doesn't do any good. Plus, Sensual Obsessions makes a good clone. I think his is King of Kings, and Dapper makes a good clone of Aventus as well. So honestly, if you pick you up one of those, you should be fine on the Aventus tip. Or if you want a niche quality style, go with this one. But it just smells good. I mean, all those that I named also smell good. This just smells good. It's just something about it I absolutely like. Wore this one day when I first got it to the barbershop, because I got it midsummer and it was still hot, and of course the barbers went crazy. You know, they wanted to know what I had on and that kind of stuff. Last but not least, this is one I picked up out frag hunting one day. Got it on the whim. Wasn't expecting to see it there. I think I have used these test strips before. No, not that one. Okay, I'll put y'all down. And it's one I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite fragrances. I think it smells really, really good. Great spring, fall transitioning type of fragrance, or winter to spring, or summer to fall. And it is from the house of Hugo Boss, and it is the scent Private Accord. Great little wintertime fragrance as well, because it's got that note of cacao in there. Just a good smelling fragrance. I would definitely wear any of these. Would be good date night fragrances as well, depending on the season, because they all just have a certain smell to them that is really good and really nice. None of these smell cheap or anything like that. Oh man, I really like that. It's that cacao-y, chocolatey vibe that it gives off. Absolutely love it. Great bottle presentation. I just think this smells good. Absolutely love this fragrance. And I ended up getting this one. It was either this one or the Scent Intense. One of them I ended up getting for like $13 or $14, because at the time, and yes, this big old bottle, because at the time I had some points built up with TJ Maxx, some kind of way from using the TJ Maxx credit card, and cashed them all in, and it was like $80, $90 worth. I think they wanted like $69 to $70 for it. And it was this, and I think another fragrance that I had purchased, which was, if my memory serves me correct, English Laundry's London, the EDP. I didn't know they made an EDT and an EDP, but they do. They make an EDT and an EDP. So, but nonetheless, I got them both for like $14. So, great little fragrance right here. Love the bottle design. Everything about this fragrance I just like. And that juice, that's what it, yes, you see that juice? That's what it smells like. Great fragrance, smells really good, performs really well. I like it. Nice, cozy type of scent. Man, that is it. All these fragrances I think smell good. Listen, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. The year is winding down. We got just a few days left. Won't be too long. We can start counting down the hours, and 2021 is over. If you're like me, in the years 2020 and 2021, both produced their share of challenges, but we are looking at 2022 square in the eyes, and we have almost made it, y'all. So I can't wait to see what 22 holds. I think it's going to be a very good year. Excited. I'm really excited to see what 2022 has, what it's got to bring. We're going to flex and get ready to knock it out. Anyway, thank you all for returning to the scene of the crime. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for being the best part of this channel, and you already know I love you all. May God bless you all, and until next time, peace.